How's it going? This is Beagry, and lately I've been playing a little bit of Fifa Street 4 on the PS3, and I thought to myself, this game is a little bit addictive, and it's really weird as well. Don't get me wrong, good game. It is a pretty good game, but it reminds me too much of FIFA 12. It's just the same game, but a little bit different. They've just added a few things and taken away quite a lot, in my opinion, but still. So this is FIFA Street 4, this is on the PlayStation 3, and this is all pre-recorded footage. This is what I have been playing over the past few days. It is quite an addictive game, don't get me wrong, and it is a tough game if you play it on hard from the outset. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculously hard if you play it on hard, but you need a chance to get into the game. You need a chance to get into the controls, understand the tricks, understand the mechanics of the game. So if you do end up playing this game, I would strongly recommend that you pick to play on easy first and then gradually get into it. That's what I found anyway. I found it quite tough. The match you're seeing now, this is a simple five-a-side match, and this five-a-side match is between Liverpool and Everton. I didn't really know that I picked both these teams at the time. I picked Liverpool and I thought, Everton, yeah, let's pick them. Much to my surprise, I forgot that they're rivals. Whoops. But yeah, there's a five-a-side match. This match was actually played on hard, and I found it quite difficult. But at this point, you know, you're still learning the trick, you're still learning how to get into the game. And because it's being a FIFA game at the same time, I'm playing a bit of FIFA 12 myself. You do what you usually do on FIFA, and you just pass the ball around. You don't really do any tricks. That's what I found myself doing a few times. So it does take some getting used to. I haven't played a FIFA Street game since FIFA Street 1 on the PlayStation 2, which in my opinion is definitely the best one. The past couple of FIFA Street games, they haven't really been on par with what you would expect, but this one's a lot more professional-like. It's brought in the Barclays Premier League teams and, you know, players that you know and love. It's definitely a step up from the other two FIFA games, the other two FIFA Street games, but it doesn't compare to number one. Number one was just awesome. I love FIFA Street 1, absolutely amazing. So let me start by saying a few things about the game that I thought was a bit lacking. I think the game is lacking a bit of good music. Don't get me wrong, the music's good. It's just, I was hoping there was more music, or maybe you could add custom music to the game. Sometimes it can be a little bit repetitive, listen to the same song over and over again. And I think there is quite a small playlist on this game. So, a little bit critical, but, you know, it's a street game. It's, you know, past FIFA Street games that I've seen and played, they've had quite decent music content, but this one I don't think it's had enough music. That's just me. That's just my opinion. But custom music would be awesome. They should add custom music into a lot of games, especially football games, because it definitely adds your own option into it, doesn't it? Like I said before, playing on certain difficulties, it's worthwhile playing it on easy first, so you get into the controls and how to do the tricks. Otherwise you will find yourself getting frustrated, quite pissed off like I did. It's quite tough to do the tricks, and when the tricks don't pull off you wonder why. It's because you're playing it on hard. That was actually a good trick by me, God knows how I did that. Custom players, however, you get to play on a world tour, which is basically the season, right? And this world tour has the option to make your own player. So you make your own player, but starting off, you don't really have the attributes to do all these tricks, and you're not a very good player. And upgrading the players can be a bit boring at times, because you need to play matches to, gain the experience. But in my opinion, it just takes a little bit too long. It just takes a little bit too long sometimes, and it would be nice if there was an auto upgrading feature. Because that would have been nice. I don't want to upgrade my players every single time after a match. I want to let it do it by itself. And that would be cool. I wouldn't mind that. But it is quite tough with the upgrading, especially as you have so many little tricks. You don't have any good tricks at the start. You can't do rainbow flick. You can't do rainbow flicks. That's it. You can't do rainbow flicks. You can't do pretty much anything over someone's head. You can only really put it through their legs. You can do a roulette. That's pretty much it. Step overs, things like that. But they're boring tricks. You want to do big stuff. You want to do stuff like that. Proper roulettes and reverse roulettes and fake rainbows and all this kind of stuff. There are so many tricks. Sometimes grasping the controls is ridiculously hard. If you play the game enough, you get into the controls and you remember these things. But you need to play the game enough, because to be fair, there is quite a lot of tricks to get into. I find this game quite funny as well, because the mechanics on the game are a lot like FIFA 12 and FIFA 11. The way players run, the way the goalkeepers move, the way they roll the ball out, just like that, very, very similar. They've used the same. They've pretty much used the same mechanics from other FIFA games. So this is a panel match. Basically, it's 2v2. You need to get the ball through their legs and complete a trick. Get it over their head and obviously complete a trick. And just perform in beats, which is basically just a little trick against them. So that was an awesome piece of skill. God knows how I did that. Sometimes you just you mean to do a trick, but you accidentally mess it up. But you don't actually mess it up. You get an amazing trick out of it. So that was actually pretty good for me. God knows how. But you do these tricks against the players. Through the legs is 3 points. Over the head is 2 points, and a beat is just 1 point. That was quite a good piece of skill as well. I like doing that move. That move's brilliant. So when you build up these tricks, you got to score a goal, and then you get the points that you've just earned, basically. So if I put it through their legs and I get 3 points for it, I need to score to get the 3 points. And if they score, you lose all the points. So it is actually quite a tough game type if you're not very good at the tricks. But like I said before, start off at a low difficulty, because it will help you get to grips with everything. I love doing over the head tricks. Brilliant. Oh God, this game is ridiculously addictive. It's crazy. Like I said before, it's the same game mechanics as FIFA 12. It's really weird. You would have expected a little bit more, and you would have expected them to upgrade a little bit. Same with Celebrations as well. Like you're just saying, Celebrations where he puts his arms in the air. It's just like, it's the same mechanics. It's the same stuff. They haven't really expanded on that, which would have loved to have seen. Levels, however, certain levels, like we're in a parking lot right now. That's brilliant. Parking lot's brilliant. You get all sorts of different levels. That I think they've expanded on that, and they've done well. Even the audiences are pretty good. Not like in previous FIFA games where you get a cardboard cutout going, yay, yay. It's like someone's standing behind them pulling a lever, then their arms just go up in the air. So yeah, the pitches are actually pretty good. I'm quite impressed with that. So yeah, you get a little you get certain kinds of pitches. You get a small pitch for certain game modes like futsal. You get a bigger pitch to play on. Actually, it's court, but whatever. I'm saying pitch, but you know what I mean. So the bigger the event, basically, you will get a bigger pitch for that match. So it is pretty good. They have expanded a little bit. The tricks do take some getting used to, though. You got to remember what buttons you're pressing, and that's such an awesome trick. I would love to have scored that goal. This is all pre-recorded footage. I've recorded all this in the past few days, and I'm just showing off each game type, pretty much. And the game type selection is actually pretty good. I quite like the game type selection. PAN is pretty good. I like futsal because it's a lot like FIFA in general, but it's FIFA, but on a smaller pitch with tricks, lots and lots of tricks, which is pretty good. So the game modes are actually pretty decent. Let's talk about the World Tour. The World Tour is interesting because it's the only thing that FIFA Street really has going for it. I mean, objective-wise, you get to travel around the world and you get to compete in little tournaments and matches all over the world.